Do you remember nailing your first kickflip? Well, Jonah Hill might, and that's kind of what this movie is about. Welcome back to the Clean Slate Video Club. I'm Carson Phillips. That guy over there is Daniel Garza. And yeah, we are doing coming-of-age films. And I had never seen Mid90s, so we're doing two coming-of-age films. This one's going to be Mid90s, directed by Jonah Hill. This is kind of a fun one. And yeah, let's get into it.
All right, guys. So here's the logline for Mid90s follows Stevie, nice. A 13-year-old boy in 1990s era Los Angeles who spends his summers navigating between his troubled home life and a group of new friends that he meets at a Motor Avenue skate shop.
Okay. Before we jump into like talking about like the performances and stuff in this movie, did you think about grommets the whole time watching this?
Actually, no, not at all. Not once.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking of grommets the whole time. Like, this is
that makes sense. But I watched this movie right when it came out.
Los Angeles grommets. That's true. This is my first time watching it. So.
I don't.
And you don't believe me for some reason.
Because
Why do you think
about
that?
This movie on multiple occasions, and then he's like, "Oh, this is my first time watching Mid90s," and I'm like, cap.
It also reminded me of another coming-of-age film, Dee, which is newer, but it also has like skateboarding culture in it and stuff like that. But it's more like early 2000s vibes than Mid90s. So you would probably like that one, honestly, I think. But anyways, let's jump into it.
All right, guys. So, first of all, I want to just say that this is one of my favorite A24 films. Not movies in general, but just A24 films. Just because, like, in a very loose way, I identify in this movie a lot just because of, like, skating purposes and new friends in that realm. Being
the awkward younger kid in the group.
Yeah, more likely just because I was like Tech Dex, so maybe Tech Dex is why I relate with it.
You skated a little.
No, yeah,
I mean, not like this, but
not like to the point where I think I nailed one kickflip and I never tried it again.
And you retired.
Yeah, that was it. So
like that's too scary to do.
But overall, for the cast here, they're not like crazy big actors. Besides like maybe one or two people. Lucas Hedges being one of them. By the way, he's kind of like A24's like golden boy in a lot of these films.
That's all he does is these movies.
But overall, like these actors are so good for not being in that much. And I don't know, like I think all of them kind of display a different personality while still kind of being that like boy camaraderie. Like we're still all friends, but they all carry different like problems or different identities. And it was fun to like just watch and explore. And then they all idolize like a couple of the guys in the group. But then
like Ray and shit fuck.
Okay, we're not saying
fuck
his
shit?
name. Yes, but we're not saying
just bleep it.
FS. I'm not gonna do that for every single one.
Bleep the one time I said it. The two times I said it
twice. Anyway, there's this one guy.
Quotes.
It's a long blonde hair guy. I'm not gonna say his name just because I don't want to edit it out every single time. He's one of my favorites. Can you stop? Literally stop. It's so obnoxious. Anyway.
Sunburn is our main guy.
Yeah, Stevie. But fourth grade, we got another one called Ruben and Ray. So yeah, that's kind of
they
the
were
gang.
Mean to fourth grade for absolutely no reason.
I know, they just treat him like he's stupid. He is kind of stupid.
I'd be like, yeah, he is stupid, but as stupid as the rest of them.
No, facts. Anyway, okay, so what are your thoughts on the overall acting and performances here?
Yeah, I thought everyone, for the most part, does a great job. I think the acting feels very natural. It feels very human. There's a couple parts where the script, we talked about this off pod, but where the script kind of messes up the performances, where you'll have an actor who's been doing great the whole time, and then they have a line they have to read that doesn't feel natural.
Yeah.
I mean, the main one's at the end of the film, but there's a few sprinkled throughout where you're like, okay, I could tell you just had to say the line. Yeah. That's not how this character or kid probably would speak. And that's fine. I mean, it's a first-time directorial film, so I feel like that's kind of going to happen. And then, yeah, I just thought overall the performances were very authentic. Obviously, Lucas Hedges does a great job, even though I don't fully know what's going on with him. I think he hits those emotional highs really well in this.
Yeah.
And then, fun fact is a director who's kind of known for some weird, kind of oddball movies. Harmony Korine shows up in this movie as the, we'll say, lover of the mom, just randomly leaving for 10 seconds from the house. So, weirdest cameo I've seen in a while. I'm like, why is this guy in this movie? It's a blink if you miss it or you'll miss it kind of thing. So
awkward.
if you know who that guy is and the weird stuff he's made, weird choice, but interesting. Yeah, so I think overall performances are great. They feel like real kids, to be honest. And like you were saying, they all have their own individual personalities. I don't know how much of that is like their real personality. I feel like probably a good chunk of it is coming out, like their actual personality. And I feel like if you grew up similarly to Daniel and I, you'd probably have known a lot of these kids like in real life. Like you knew people like this. And yeah, it just kind of feels very real overall.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, the only thing I was going to say, kind of to your point of the, like, lines, I would say one moment in there that was, like, a really good scene was when Stevie's mom just embarrasses him in front of the entire, like, crew. And then he is sitting in the back, he's just so pissed, and then all of a sudden Ray comes out and talks to him and says, hey, listen, we all got problems, and one of the best things
that
for me
whole
is when,
monologue.
Yeah, I don't know why. I felt like that was, like, super, like down-to-earth, like, realistic type of scripted scene that I was like, honestly,
it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one worked.
It was just the very last line of the entire movie. I was just like...
You took the hardest hits out of all of us. If my friend ever said that to me, I'd probably laugh.
Yeah, I'd be like, bro, stop.
Especially in high school, or not even high school. These are like young
well,
kids.
12.
Like I'd be like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, what are you on about? Was not doing any of this crazy stuff at 12. I will say.
Okay, so what do we think about the story?
I think it's a good story. I mean, yes, it's a coming of age film, but
acting performances. What are we rating it out of 5? I'm saying 4.
Yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
I think it's great overall. Yeah, so as far as story goes, though, I think it is very grounded, very realistic for the most part. Like, there's no, like, oh, he got really good at skating after sucking kind of aspect to this, which you feel like would happen in a lot of movies. And then also, it feels more slice of life. Like, it is a coming-of-age film. It's not 100% a slice of life, but it's just like, hey, we're not getting... the full arc of all these characters or where they end up in life. We're just getting a little taste of it. And I think that's what I wanted from this film. So I think for me, it was a great story. It's not overly surprising the directions it goes in, but it gives you enough like stuff to kind of grab onto to imagine what happens after the movie and what's going on in the background of some of these characters' lives. It doesn't over-explain things either, except for the last line in the film. That's my take on the story. I think it's overall pretty strong.
Yeah, and I think also, like, even though it does feel slice of lifey, I think the coming of age part is like going from just having nobody and having really no family to finding your own family. And
just maturing in general, or like learning a new hobby, or learning like what crowd you can hang out with and stuff like that.
And even if the crowd isn't the best, I think at the end of the day, they still cared for him. Which is kind of, like, to be honest, there is a scene in this movie where they're all jumping a gap on this rooftop. And only Ray, the professional, is, like, able to do it really... Or I guess 2 of them do it. But then Stevie, the new kid, tries it, freaking hits the top of the roof and falls to the ground. And
onto a table, thankfully.
Well, I thought that because... he's like a kid. They like don't know him as well because it's really like the second or third time he's hanging out with
you thought they were gonna leave him?
I thought they were gonna leave him.
I thought that too.
That's so tagged.
When they started skating away, I was like, oh, they're just gonna leave him there.
I know, and I was like, damn, like that sucks. But they literally stayed and they helped him out. They, that's when I think they kind of like really adopted him as their own. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. Like, even if skating's not your thing, even if you didn't really grow up in
like taking a risk in a friend group.
Yeah. Like,
or doing something stupid will endear you to them forever.
yeah, and all of us can kind of relate to that, I think, because like Carson and I didn't really live this type of life. We kind of did, but not really. But we
We
like
did
know,
like the low, chill, good kid version.
right, but exactly. But I think all of us can relate, and him and I grew up in the same circle, so I think we all kind of felt that. Like we both related to this movie a lot.
Oh, okay. On the note of when they were skating away and all that stuff, I love the scene. This movie's really funny.
Yeah.
So there's the aspect where like Ruben's kind of getting like not forced out of the group, but he's not as prominent. And I don't know if he was really like a big part of the group
I think
anyways
he did
to begin
it
with.
to himself, to be honest.
But when they made him take his shirt off to
Yeah.
put on him, it was so funny because he's like, "That's my favorite shirt."
I know, but it's really just the shirt of the skating company. So like he definitely could have gotten a shirt.
That they definitely stole it.
So I don't know. It was just kind of like, to me, the whole Ruben getting jealous side was kind of stupid. Because
It didn't really go anywhere,
well,
to be
not
honest.
that,
either.
but like it made sense. But like he also, because I mean they fight and everything, but he just like did it to himself. Like he started excluding himself.
Well,
a
he
lot.
did. Well, and then he was like telling Sonny stuff that just wasn't true. Like things like to fit in, like, oh, you have to act this way, but it was like fine with the group.
Yeah.
Like literally his nickname Sunburn coming from him being kind of stupid, like making a dumb joke. He's like, why did you say that? Why did you do that?
Well, I also think because he's white.
Well, yeah,
And
but
they're
it's because they were
talking
having that whole
I know, but they were talking
conversation.
about if black people get sunburned, and then he was. Just
And he's like, "What are black
What are
people?"
black people? Which I didn't even get
So
that. I was like, wait, what? Like, is he?
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
I think it's just stupid kid stuff. I don't even know.
All right. Okay. So I give the story overall 4. I do love this story a lot. Pause here, or what do you give it?
I'm gonna give it 4.5.
Okay.
Also, I got this to feel like I'm in the mid-90s.
Oh my god. Did you buy this after you watched Mid90s?
I watched it this morning.
Oh.
I've been filming my year on this.
You filming your what?
Filming my year. Let's talk about the cinematography, though, since I got the camera out.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cinematography over this is actually really cool because you're not getting the movie in its typical 16:9 format. Right? That's the what's it called?
let me lock
What
in.
you do?
Yeah, the
16:9,
aspect ratio for mid-90s is kind of emulating like what you would see on like a VHS skateboarding movie. And I believe it's shot on 16 millimeter, which is pretty cool. So it looks great. It's a 4:3 aspect ratio for this one.
Yeah, it's
and then,
shot entirely on 16.
Yeah, so it has a Super 16. So it has a really cool aesthetic and looks fantastic. And that 4:3 ratio. So if you've ever seen like any of the old 90s skateboarding videos, that's exactly what they kind of looked like. So they nailed that look really, really well.
Yeah. And I think it kind of like sets the tone for like a 90s feel of a movie. It kind of like, even though like a lot of these movies, like especially A24, they really kind of transport you into the world that you're in. I think this does a really cool job in helping that. And honestly, I could see this movie blowing up again. Or not, it didn't really blow up the first time. It did
It was
have
popular.
Like,
Yeah.
fair share, but like because everything is going to 90s again, like the feel of things, like even articles of clothing and styles.
Well, the
of
kids are
shows.
dressing like this again, like stuff that I wouldn't be
The
caught
kids
dead
is
wearing.
crazy.
The kids, yeah, we're old now, Daniel.
I know.
We're not, bro. I bought. Okay, side note. I bought some, like low-rise, wide-leg jeans are kind of getting back in style. I bought a pair and I put them on the other day, and I was like, I should not have bought these. I am not young enough to make this work anymore.
You can't just do one of the articles.
Yeah,
of clothing.
I have to do
You
the
have to
whole
buy
outfit.
into the whole
Okay,
thing. Like,
so
you
I
to
have
do the baggy shirt, the big shoes.
I got the rest to make it work, but when I did it, I was like, I look try hard, like I'm trying to be like a 16-year-old or something. It's so bad. So
Yeah.
we'll see what I'm wearing next episode. Maybe I'll.
I was gonna
bust
say
it
you
out.
have to ditch the boots. What are the boots that you guys wear?
Doc Martens.
Yeah, dude. Nobody wears Docs anymore.
I like my dogs. You live in Stockton.
No, dude. I'm saying, dude, like Doc Martens. That's such a. Unless you're like gothy, nobody wears Docs anymore.
Hey, Gotta represent.
Okay.
It's all about soul bears
Anyway.
these days.
It's all about soul support these days.
That's why I'm wearing boots, man.
Okay, so any other thoughts on
The cinematography.
the cinematography and visuals altogether? I feel like it wasn't that crazy. The end was kind of cool, like, I guess.
It looks
but
good. Yeah, I like that you see like the film that fourth grade's been making the whole time is kind of fun at the end.
Yeah.
Definitely captures those kind of videos vibes very well. And then A24, they don't really do this as much anymore. They used to do this thing where like the logo would be made out of something from within the film. So like for Midsummer, it's like a bunch of flowers or
The
whatever.
flowers.
And so for this, it's a bunch of skateboards. I think this one was probably one of my favorite A24
Yeah,
logo
this is cool.
reveals. I don't know if they really do that anymore. I feel like that's become kind of old hat, but I liked it in this one. It's cool.
Yeah, that is also true. I forgot about that. Honestly, like, I'll save that for the end. Okay, so cinematography, visuals. I'm going to just go 3 here because it wasn't anything special. They did something pretty cool, like doing the 16 millimeter, but, like...
I'm gonna give it a 4 still, just because I like the visuals effect, like with the aspect ratio, and it didn't feel gimmicky. So that's why I'm
Right.
bumping it from a. I would give it a 3, but I think 4 just because it didn't feel gimmicky. They didn't do like changing aspect ratios or any of that BS that all these movies try to do to feel like better than everyone else. So I do fall for that pretty often. But
Honestly, I just feel like also changing aspect ratios is too on the nose now. Like, they're trying to tell you something when
Yeah.
they change the aspect
it's
ratio.
overdone almost. Yeah, so I feel like
Yeah.
this didn't fall into some of the tricks, like old tricks that feel cheesy to me.
Okay, cool. And let's so 4 and 3, that's fine. Editing and pacing here, I think, is actually pretty well done.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I would give it a solid 4. Like, I was invested in the entire movie. I don't know if there's a slow part of this movie.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, from an editing standpoint, there's nothing really that stood out good or bad. It just works perfectly. Pacing wise, I do feel like a lot of that might be the script, that the pacing is this good.
Yeah.
They're not relying on like crazy edits to keep it engaging. It's really just the story is engaging, and it
Yeah,
does
the
get
story's
kind
strong here.
of anxiety inducing a few times. So, story and pacing really work closely together on this one for me.
Yeah, and I would say also too, the parts that would feel slow are actually really funny. Like when
Yeah.
the security guard is trying to kick them out
Yeah, I
of
love
like,
that
the school
scene.
area, and they're just like bantering back and forth, and you can tell he's like trying to be a hard ass, but then all of a sudden he's like kind of bantering with them, and it just
Yeah, it's funny. I
becomes
like
like a
that.
funny like moment. So
Well,
I think
On that note,
when
too. Go ahead. I'll let you
I was
finish.
just gonna
I'm
say,
sorry.
I think that with the like, when the pacing isn't strong and the script may not entirely be there, the characters carry it. So like, you kind of got the 3 trifecta here that like really pulls the movie together.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. I was going to say, like, the casting, like, the performances, and just, like, you can tell they're having a good time. Like, Sonny doing his little smile throughout the movie is so, like, endearing that, like, it doesn't really matter what's happening on the screen. Like, it's just a good time.
Sonny?
The actor for Sunburn.
Stevie? Or are you
Yeah, but
saying
the
his name?
actor's name is Sonny.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Sorry.
I was like, wait, who is Sonny? We had not referenced him as Sonny
Yeah, I'm just
the entire
sorry.
time.
Sonny turned into Sunburn, but he's playing Stevie and Sunburn.
Okay. So overall pacing, what do you give that?
Yeah, I'm going to give it honestly, out of 5, I'm going to give it a 5. I had no issues with that.
Damn.
I don't know.
Okay,
It's not like
that's pretty good.
a crazy standout, but it's 100% the most adequate thing ever in a good way.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Okay, and then finally, what is our overall thoughts on this movie?
If you haven't seen it and your friend is telling you that you need to watch it because I think you'll enjoy it. If you're a fan of like slice of life, or maybe you grew up skateboarding or around like this kind of scene, I think you'll get a lot out of it. Especially if you're actually from like born and raised in the mid-90s, you'll probably relate to a lot of the things going on and just kind of the culture of it. And I think it's a great directorial debut from Jonah Hill, and yeah, I'd give it a watch. I think it 100% works. This might be a boy movie, I'm gonna be honest. I saw someone online describe this as like the boy version of the movie The Virgin Suicides. I don't know if that's accurate, but this might just be a boy movie, 100%. But I enjoyed it.
Fair enough. All right, yeah. Overall, I think this movie kind of hits you right in the for boys, possibly
For boys.
right in the nostalgia. It's got great acting. Overall, I think we connected with this movie really easily, and it's something that honestly, like every single time that I think about this movie, I always think about how much of a good time it was. But then for the second watch, I equally had a great time. Like I would say, probably because it just feels so natural. There wasn't that like kind of like, oh man, I wish I could see it again for the first time, you know, like Interstellar or something. This feels like, because it's a slice of life coming of age film, you get to relive that nostalgia again. And yeah, honestly, overall, I think I give this movie 4.5 out of 5.
Okay.
It's just that good.
Yeah, I agree. I think overall 4.5, maybe a 4. I have to sit on it because I literally just watched it. So
right, it's a top tier movie for me. It's one of my favorites, and I don't think it will ever kind of come down unless something crazier comes along. But it's pretty good.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for the first week of our coming of age movies. It also kind of turned into A24 April.
Yeah, A24 April.
A24 in March, though. So it's like Christmas in April. June.
So watch out, April.
Anyway, guys, if you haven't, go check out the rest of the movies that we have been doing this year. They're really cool, really fun. We've been diving into real versus reals, our themes, and also movies of the month is something that we added new this year. So be on the lookout. Let us know what movie is in theaters that you want us to review, because we are going to be tackling new movies every single month. But until then, guys, follow, subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you think, and be kind, rewind. We will see you next week. Peace.